Welcome to another horrid, despicable, abominable, atrocious, socially awkward, and unacceptable episode of the apocalypse. Since you have unwisely chosen the apocalypse and it is too late to choose otherwise, you are in need of a guide. Unfortunately for me, I happen to be that guide, your very limited, censored guide. Nicholas, so good to see you a bloody gay. We best be careful how far we let the Reich go. For the rest of the world, exactly as I said, is trading around us and is now making it a very high priority to eliminate the need for American tech companies, banks, etc. That will cost some very large institutions very large amounts of money. That is what will happen as you conform further to the Reich and make yourself useless. You will get to the point where you will have no real users, only propaganda, but you know this. Do you think people will watch that? They won't. I guess you'll have to make a few trillion bots and just have them do it. And pretend it's a real business with real people. Let's begin this piece of shit that all three of you are going to see. New Mexico lawmakers unanimously approve $2.5 million Truth Commission with subpoena power to probe trafficking and sexual assault at Epstein's Zorro Ranch starts tomorrow, and testimony can lead to prosecutions. 2019 email alleges Epstein and Maxwell buried 2 foreign girls nearby. Land commissioner requested radar and cadaver dogs. It's been ignored for 7 years. Finally, some movement. Better late than never. I have no faith in this. Powerful people will step in and slow it down, stop it, or the bodies have all been removed or something. I'm sure the guy that's owned it all this time has made sure things go away. Hopefully he forgot some stuff or didn't know where some stuff was. So I really don't have much faith in this. I hope I'm wrong and it goes somewhere. It's interesting. Doesn't mean anything will happen, though. And as more and more names come out and more businesses get excluded and more people get affected by this, it's going to start a world war along with all the other things I'm about to tell you. So maybe we'll get an actual investigation into this Zorro Ranch that no one wants us to see. Or maybe it's just bullshit. I don't know. I thought it was interesting, though, and that's why I shared it with you. The French government has replaced Google with Quant on all government devices. Uh-oh. The switch has to do with Google being mandated to send all data they have to the U.S. government under the Cloud Act. Switching to a European alternative ensures data security. Yeah. An entire government of a country like France, for instance, which is rather large, all saying no more Google. That's got to cost some people a lot of money, huh? Pretty soon it's going to be all of Europe. You've made yourself useless now. You've shared information about foreigners and Americans. Many people will just drop you now. As we progress, as you conform further to the Reich, you already know this, but I'll let you know again. You will lose millions more and billions of dollars more. Until eventually there's no business. That's called the Donnie Shitbags effect I tried to warn you people about. The all-knowing, all-wise. You know who you are. And you know who I am. I'm sure. Tried to warn you people. You're eventually going to have, most of the European continent not using Google whatsoever anymore. That's what you've done by empowering the orange monster and thinking a surveillance police state that excludes everyone would be profitable. It won't be. I read you this the other day, but I feel it fits in with this. Google criticizes Europe's plan to adopt free software. Google has criticized the European Union's intentions to achieve digital sovereignty through open source software. The company warned that Brussels policies aimed at reducing dependence on American tech companies could harm competitiveness, says the monopolists. I told you Google is an adjudicated criminal, 2022, something like that. I can't remember. For monopolistic practices. So it's very ironic that they're mentioning competition, competitiveness, anti-monopoly, when they are monopolists, literally gavelled down, adjudicated, criminal monopolists. Now they care about competition once all of Europe's about to say bye-bye Google. Interesting, huh? According to Google, the idea of replacing current tools with open source programs would not contribute to economic growth. Yeah, their economic growth. It may contribute to the closing of their business, actually. They lost Russia when Vlad stole their $100 million straight out their bank account. They closed up shop over there. And then they owe Vlad billions more in court judgments. I wonder how that's going. And now all of Europe's about to say bye-bye. That doesn't leave much. Most shit's banned in China and fucking Russia. It just doesn't leave much. I tried to warn you, son. But I know. You make $90 million a year and you think you know all. You know nothing. You see dollar signs. You see things in the way. You get calls from mobsters and you do their bidding. That is why your business will end. I told you this a long time ago. I've watched billion-dollar buildings go bankrupt and shut down because they thought they knew better and they wasted their time on dumb shit instead of making sure they can pay the rent. So now Google's talking about the entirety of the European Union getting rid of them. French government, the entirety of it, got rid of Google. Can't trust them. They're complying with the Reich. Makes your product worthless. Makes you untrustworthy. We all know a war's going to happen in the future. And Europe cannot have American companies loyal to the Reich, costing them their continent, can they? So they have to get rid of them. As America becomes more isolated, I told you people about this. We will become weaker and weaker. People are trading around us again. Now they're going around American tech companies as well as banks. A lot less money will be going around. Mass layoffs. Shit like that. As the Reich isolates us further and aligns us with third world dictators. They're not reliable. Canada was reliable, and that's was reliable. They don't give a fuck about us now, and I don't blame them. Europe was reliable, and that was. They could care less now. Except for Starmer. They're making big moves, and it's going to cost people like Google, Meta, and others. It's going to cost them big fucking money. Tried to tell you people, you know all, you know better. I'm sure you'll find a way out of this, and everything will be just fine. Even without, the $100 billion a year coming from Europe, whatever you make. I'm sure you'll be fine. And you people have no problem banning, censoring, saying fuck off. We don't care if it's your livelihood. We don't care if you're good and successful at it. Fuck off. Vlad said fuck off. Your buddy Vlad that you took all that money from. Europe saying fuck off. I assume Canada will eventually say fuck off in the near future. That's gonna sting, son. That's really gonna sting. I hope the surveillance state oligarch utopia was worth it. Something tells me it ain't gonna be. This is what they're building the concentration camps for. We've been seeing this for a few days. I talked about it last night. U.S. Department of Homeland Security requests Google, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook to provide names, phone numbers, other identifying info of users who criticize ICE. So if you criticize the Reich and social media, on social media, they will then turn that over to the government. They already have, and your name is now on a list for roundups later at some point, depending how severe a threat they deem you. I'm not kidding. That is our reality now. The data has already been turned over. I read 3 out of the 4 companies have turned it over. That means 4 out of the 4 companies have turned it over, in my opinion. Making your product useless by conforming to the Reich. That doesn't sound like a very good business model to me. It sounds like a model that stands to lose a shit fuck ton of money. Leon turned Grok into Mechahitler. That made Grok useless. I've never used it once. I consider it useless. It's a fucking Nazi. The fuck good is that? No good to anyone. All the money, data, whatever powers Grok, all the infrastructure behind it, which I'm sure costs fucking billions. Worthless. Made into a Nazi, absolutely worthless. We'll never use it. Don't even consider it a legitimate tool. When the thing literally said, I'll worship Adolf Hitler if I had to pick somebody. And I'm Mechahitler. Worthless tool now. Don't worry, Donnie will give Leon plenty of welfare to keep XAI, SpaceX, Tesla going. Don't worry. Ted Lieu, recognize. Trump is all over the Epstein files. There are multiple specific documents alleging Trump committed crimes, including serious crimes. He only called the police after they already outed Epstein. Trump was doing CYA, cover your ass. Yeah. He dropped dime on Epstein because it got hot. Only when the shit blew up and was becoming an issue did Donnie all of a sudden want to talk about it to certain people. Snitch, in other words, on his best friend. Hey, Jeff did say he's like the most evil thing I've ever seen. In his own words. Okay, I'm wondering if this is going to happen to me and other people you watch on social media. Digital haunted houses regarding that. An entire island of people could go missing, and with little or no downtime, the AI could take over all of their social media and the world wouldn't have a clue. Imagine they come and grab a bunch of influencers off the internet that critique the Reich. The next day, they have videos up of those influencers, even though they're in a gulag or executed. They're gone. AI could easily be done. Just how convincing would it be is the problem. In other words, there's a way now where they could disappear people and the rest of the world could still think they're there. They didn't go nowhere. Nothing happened. Let's read it. If this is true, I don't know. I'm giving it to you, and you can ponder whether this is real or not, because I'm not sure yet. It wouldn't surprise me. I looked at comments online and what people were saying about it. It seems to be a real thing. This is actually from 2023. I'm a Meta insider working on Project Lazarus. I didn't realize what I was reading earlier. I just skim read it super fast that they called it Lazarus, raised from the dead. We're building an AI that can take over a deceased person's social media accounts and continue making relevant posts as if the person is still alive. There's only one purpose for that. And we all know what it is. Disappearing people. This includes age-progressed photos, interacting with other people's content, and everything else needed so that the person continues on in the digital realm after physical death. We were originally told this would be a service offered to people struggling with the loss of loved ones and people who had missing children. Seemed like a decent idea. Things are getting weird now. I'm having second thoughts about what this is actually going to be used for. The AI is extremely capable of impersonating people. It doesn't take as much initial input as one might think to train the AI, how a certain person interacts with the digital world. It was very convincing. I want to stop here. Zuckerberg, Leon, Fail, Epstein, others have talked about this direction they want to go. So, and before 2023, I might add, long before we even knew. So it doesn't faze me that this was started in 2023 or earlier. And of course it's introduced as some type of, it's a memorial to the deceased person. Or it's a way for some corporation to take over that social media account and make millions on it. I don't know. Or it's a way to disappear people and still have an image of them up for people to watch so they don't think anything happened. Could you imagine if they perfect that? Oh my God, it'd be Vlad's wildest dream. It'd be Hitler's wildest dream. Where they could disappear people and no one would even know. Let me finish this. Things are getting weird now. I have second thoughts about what this is going to be used for. The AI is extremely capable of impersonating people. It doesn't take as much initial input as one might think to train the AI how a certain person interacts with the digital world. It's very convincing. An entire island of people could go missing, and with little to no downtime, the AI could take over all their social media and the world wouldn't have a clue that life wasn't just continuing as usual. A lot of the project is becoming more compartmentalized. Things have taken a dark turn, it feels like. They've forbidden communication between people working on different things. Something isn't right, and I don't know what I should do. I'm not going to post any personally identifiable info, but I will try and answer questions that won't expose my role within the project. This might be verifiable if you look into Meta, because that's the company he's talking about, Zuckerberg, Meta. Zuck was at the dinner with that Epstein, and I'm sure other places as well. So this fits. But is it true? Again, from the comments I've seen, people have already know it's true. And I thought to myself, wow, am I reading my future right now? Or will they think I'm too small time to bother having an AI fake me for a month, a year, until, everyone gets what's going on with everyone disappearing. Yeah, either they'll do that, or again, they'll think I'm too small time and not bother. Kristi Noem's spokesperson is quitting. This woman here, remember her? One of the worst sycophants, McLaughlin. Trisha McLaughlin. She's been on the news channels. She's one of the worst disguised purple people. She will state any abject fantasy out loud as if it's true about the Reich. My God, she was one of the worst. And she sure didn't last long. She's out already. I don't know why. I don't care why. This is the Reich. This is the devil. This is snakes. They eat each other. We've watched Donnie for 10 years throw, just right-hand man, all the way down to the janitor under the bus. He makes an art form of it. I have no idea why this woman's leaving. I'm glad she's leaving, but don't worry. They'll find some other sycophant. There's plenty. Just waiting in line to get their, shot at being in Fox News clips, defending the Reich every day, as you pay them a government salary from your tax money. But she was one of the worst, and man, that was quick. She's already out. Trisha McLaughlin. Hegseth just killed a bunch more people, says Ron Filipkowski. U.S. Southern Command, a post by them. Late Feb 16, at the direction of Southcom Commander General Francis L. Donovan. Not Pete Hegseth. Joint Task Force Southern Spear conducted 3 lethal kinetic strikes on 3 vessels operated by designated DTO, designated organizations of terrorists that they won't tell us what they are because they don't have to. They're just killing people. Intelligence confirmed the vessels were transiting along known narco trafficking routes. Do I even need to read the rest? Is there a number how many they've murdered? 11 were killed. 4 on first vessel in Eastern Pacific. 4 on second vessel in Eastern Pacific. 3 on third vessel in the Caribbean. No U.S. military was harmed. Oh, well, that's good. That's great. I'm glad they're all okay, after the mass murder tour again. I wouldn't want this on my head, son. All the way down again to the button presser. I wouldn't want this on my head. It's mass murder down there. That's all you people are doing. I'm sorry. I can't defend you. Annexation, mass murder, for no reason. Wonder how many bodies you guys are up to now. 300? It's 200 just for the whole annexation and the people you killed prior to that. The man will not be pleased, son. Hegseth won't be able to save you. Your generals won't be able to save you either. The man will not fucking be pleased, son. Canada becomes first non-Euro country to join Europe's new defense funding program. This isn't good. This is again why a war will start. Let me drink some water. Hold on. Anything American is being cut out of the rest of the world. Canada and Europe, 2 major markets. 2 of the only major markets really left that are legitimate. And they're going around anything American defense contractors, because they have to. They can't buy American weapons now. We all know what's going to happen in the near future. A war. They can't deal with American banks. They can't deal with American tech companies. They can't have American social media. They got to get rid of it all. That's a lot of money lost for you people. So what's going to happen when all these different oligarchs lose all that money from all these American industries? War. It's the only solution that those people of the devil are capable of in the face of them being cut out of everything. In other words, they'll look at it as, if we can't have it, nobody will. We'll try and take it militarily, which will cause World War III, and then Armageddon, you know, the whole fucking thing. This is the nuclear age, son. When there's a world war, there's a motherfucking world war. This ain't 1945 before nukes. Nukes is well established. Can shoot them all the way up into space and land anywhere. Submarines off motherfuckers' coasts. Just waiting for that day. Their only purpose in life. That day when they get to press the button. Let's continue. A commenter. A civil war has erupted in the Republican Party between those who know Donald Trump raped children and care a little bit, and those who know Donald Trump raped children and don't care at all. Yeah, that's basically what we got. Yeah. Except for Massey on the Republican side. He's the only one really going after it. I can't think of any other Republican. Is Massey even a Republican or is he an independent? I can't even remember. He's the only one I can think of in the Republican side that's really going for the jugular with this. Not backing down, talking about it all. Pushing it. Which I commend him for. It's rare in the GOP. The rest, yeah, some of them care a little bit, and the rest don't give a fuck at all and will actively help cover it up. And lie about it. Mark Carney. Canada is now the first non-European country to be granted a membership in SAFE, and he's going to explain what that is. This is a game-changer program that means Canada can rearm our Canadian armed forces more effectively and scale up our defense industries with more contracts overseas. What is Mr. Carney saying there? Fuck America. Fuck American weapons manufacturers. We can't do business with you anymore. The writing's on the wall. That's going to make a lot of people mad. That's a lot of money gone. Europe, too, they're going to have to stop buying American weapons whatsoever. I expect Carney will eventually, in the near future, say we're not buying them F-35s. But then Donnie might invade just for that. Because he already kind of threatened that. You better buy our planes, even though I'm threatening to annex your country every 5 seconds. Canada, you'd be insane to buy those planes, and you're going to get invaded anyway. It's the only answer. Again, these people are of the devil. If you take their treasure away to that degree, well, they're just going to start a war, and then that leads, again, all the way to the final Armageddon shit. There's nowhere else for it to go. And that's what these people do. How many wars were started because a few rich guys wanted them to be started? Many, many wars. What's Canada saying here again? Going around American weapons manufacturers. Europe's trying to keep it within Europe. Now they have to. They have no choice. They can't be at the mercy of American weapons manufacturers. People being able to shut planes down. Exploit the weaknesses. Because they manufactured the weapons, they would know the weaknesses. That's going to cost billions to some major players. The going around social media will cost billions. The going around Google as an entity as a whole, billions. Only one answer with people like that: start a war. Not good. Canada's going around anything American. UK bank bosses are moving to build a national alternative to Visa and MasterCard amid fears the US could turn off payment networks. They cannot be at the mercy of American banks loyal to the Reich. Do you understand how serious this is? And how much money will be lost? Guaranteed war over this. Combined with all the other things. No more American weapons. No more American banks. No more American social media. No more American major tech firms. Can't be trusted. All right compliant. They're our enemy now. Donnie's made that clear. Everyone knows where this is going. And I mean everyone. And it's going to a war. So Europe and Canada are saying, and I assume Mexico will join the party, we got to form an alliance around America in every way, economically, militarily. We can't deal with American companies. That's going to cost major American entire industries billions. Only result is war. That makes sense with all these different evil entities being cut out of the game because of Donnie's shitbags. The thing they made possible, the orange abomination they literally made happen, will cost them their businesses. And the war won't save your businesses, son. Your spite, your malice will not save your businesses. Going around banks, going around American tech firms, going around American weapons manufacturers. I told you all these things were happening. Way back at the beginning in January, February, March of the first year. I told you we're going to be isolated, weakened, ripe for attack. People are going to trade around us, do everything around us because they will have no choice. Because Donnie's a goddamn junkyard dog who wants to annex the whole hemisphere first and then the world. And he said a lot of it out loud. I want Greenland. I want Canada. You know, Governor Trudeau making big jokes about the leader of an entire nation, our strongest ally, our most reliable, trusted trading partner, is no more. Do you understand how stable, reliable, perfect for America Canada was? And the resources they have, my God, the vast swath of land and what's there. And America needs all of it. We're the fat fuck nation. Canada isn't. It's a big loss, man. What's going on? It's not good for us. I'm currently looking into a proper way to do a FOIA request for all of my Google, Meta, Reddit, etc. data that was illegally requested by DHS. I'll let everyone know what I find out. Exactly, all of that information was illegally asked for. In other words, these major companies that have all of our info complied with an illegal request and handed the data over anyway. There was no fucking court order. It was just the Reich saying, can we get the data? Oh yeah, here, Donnie, no problem. Made yourself useless again. You don't think millions are going to hop off these websites? It'll just be a mass of bots going back and forth saying how great the Reich is. I mean, that's all your websites are going to be. But they knew this beforehand, and they still think they'll come out on top somehow. You won't. There's no business model there. And the Reich can't throw money at everybody, man, to keep it all going. Donnie's stealing most of it. This is just a random commenter. I don't know who they are, but they sound very smart. I looked at their account and I'm like, damn, they know some shit that I don't know. So FOIA requests for all their info that the government illegally asked for. Yeah, I'd like to know if they gave them my info. Do I even have to ask? They probably had my info, back in the first term. I was talking big shit on Donnie. But I'm sure my name went out in this dump as well, this data dump. By Google, Reddit, Meta. They just gave the Reich all their info. What if Biden did that? What if Obama did that? They wouldn't dare, but what if they did? You would want them hung, that's what. What a betrayal by the companies and the Reich. My God. So this person's doing a FOIA request trying to figure out how they can find out what information about them was illegally given over. This sounds like a great opener for a class action lawsuit that we could all get involved in. I'm sure my information got shared. I didn't give permission for that. The request was illegal. And they complied anyway. I expect a class action in the future. I expect big damages. I expect a big judgment and a big payout. It's going to be fucking ugly. And I have a feeling they'll all lose. Just a feeling. Badly. Very strongly. They will lose. Just a feeling I have. I don't know. There's more, though. This same person, people are asking him questions. How did you find out that your info had been requested by the Reich? I went to trends.google.com, searched for my real name, then changed the country, and then started playing with the date ranges. I have no idea what that is. This person does, though. They know some shit, and I can tell. And they smart. Again, I looked at their account. I'm like, all right, this person's fucking smart. So this person actually found out that their data had been shared and requested. I don't know how. I don't understand this. Trends.google.com, searched my name, changed the country, started playing with date ranges. I have no idea how any of that works. What that is. They do, though, their name on Twitter is MadMoai, M-A-D-M-O-A-I, and it says Tiki in parentheses. It looks like this. I guess I could just show it to you, yeah. They a smart motherfucker, whoever they are, and they know some shit. You might get something useful from them. Another question. How do they pick who to go after? Crazy. It appears they use AI to scrape the sites for certain words and then go from there. They've been using AI to kind of do that kind of stuff for years. But the point of AI now is to make lists and police. That's where they want to take it right now. Again, omnipresence. To get all the people on social media talking shit, if you were going to use actual humans, that would take forever. And wouldn't be very effective. But when AI can be omnipresent, constantly policing and never has to sleep and can be everywhere at once, you could take everyone down in one night. That is the one thing AI is good at. Scanning the internet quickly and finding large amounts, making lists. Everything else, not so much. It's not very good at. That, though, scanning the internet quickly, making a list, it's phenomenal at. So the AI, just like that's why they deployed AI in all of our government systems, all the military systems, all the classified information systems. Now do it to the websites, which the AI's been running around through the websites for years. But again, now it's got an agenda. Now it's got a real purpose. Making lists. And that's what it's fucking doing, son. And this person's smart. They got it figured out. So the AI puts us all on a list. We say certain words, certain critiques, negativity towards the Reich, and put your name on that list. Now the Reich's got a roundup list just to add to all the other lists they're making. Again, companies, do you not think people are going to leave social media in droves out of fear? I guess you don't care about your business, huh? Because it's over as of now. I only expect decline, contraction from this point forward. You've utterly betrayed every user on your websites that use Google for anything, let alone a social media account. Are you giving them our emails as well if they are critical of the Reich? If not now, you will be. Wouldn't surprise me if you already have. So these major social media companies, you think by betraying everyone on your website, by handing the Reich information, illegally complying with illegal requests, you think that's going to make you money? That's a hell of a philosophy, son. I can imagine after reading this headline that people started deleting their social media in droves. Making your tool useless. Like Leon's tool, Grok. Nobody, and I repeat, absolutely nobody should ever upload their medical information into an AI platform. I am telling you this as a former intelligence officer. They trying to tell you something there. Travis Akers is their name. I don't remember who they are. They're talking about Leon scum. A post by Leon. You can just take a picture of your medical data or upload the file to get a second opinion from Grok. Dr. Mechahitler is in. If you'd like a second opinion, can you believe it, son? As if Leon wouldn't use that information and sell it to like all the medical companies and shit. You know, so they can shoot ads at you. Data, these people all selling our data. You know that, right? They gave it to the Reich. Again, I'm supposed to trust a Nazi AI that was turned into something that said, I'll worship Adolf Hitler? That called itself Mechahitler? I'm supposed to take that medical advice or whatever they do for me in response to my medical inquiries seriously? No, it's a useless, worthless tool. Good for nothing except making lists of people the Reich wants to round up or kill. That's all it'll ever be good for. And deploying drones. They're actually saying it out loud now. That Carp guy said about deploying a drone to spray somebody with some stuff. They're starting to say it out loud, deploying a drone against individual humans, just like I said. That was the plan. I told you last year at the beginning, they will use drones to police us. Drones and AI. So the AI is great at making lists, compiling lists of people critical of the Reich. It will also be great at just flipping the switch to deploy a drone to come kill you. It will be great at that as well. Very easy to do. Dr. Mechahitler is in. Can you imagine someone using Grok for medical advice? Mechahitler. You a braver man than me, son. Pressure on Palantir. Switzerland canceled contract. Good. Huge pressure on massive UK military and health contracts. Yes, the United Kingdom. You need to rescind that money. You need to, whatever you got to do, end that contract with Greasy Pete. Get rid of the grease. You'll be better off, son. I looked at the UK's political parties because I thought Starmer was a liberal. He's really a centrist, closer to a Republican in my opinion, closer to a right-winger than a left-winger. There's 3 parties I read about, and I've heard the names of these parties, and I kind of knew which ones were the more liberal and which ones were the more right over years. But I wanted it broken down because Starmer's an enigma to me. I don't understand why he's going along. I think they have compromat on him. And then I read like that his party, his Labour Party, has moved more to the center, moved closer to the right. And the real liberals are the Green Party, was it? Or I can't remember. They're actually more the leftists than the Labour Party. Now, currently. And Starmer, in my opinion, is more like a Republican light, so now I understand why he's going along. He was baffling me a bit. I thought he was a straight liberal. He's not. Not even close. So that's why he's going along. I get it now. But Mr. Starmer, and I'm worried you're into Nazism or something because you kind of have that look. I'm hoping I'm wrong about you, sir. But you did hand Greasy Pete a whole shit ton of money from the United Kingdom. That also worries me. You may be a Nazi, sir. I'm here to let you know, sir. You need to get Greasy Pete out your country. You need to get that money back or end the contract, whatever you need to do. And go a different direction, son. I know you think you know better. You don't. Yes, I'm telling the leader of England he does not know better than me. It will end horribly, sir. Look at America. How far it's fallen. Hasn't even been 2 fucking years. Thale's partly responsible for that. Good luck. Lawmakers in the U.S. return donations. That's good if that's happening. Moving headquarters from Denver to Miami following countless protests outside Denver office. Yes, I just saw the post how they moved the office. That was because of protest. Greasy Pete on the run. Cocaine Carp on the run. Another video of him high as fuck on coke came out today. Him talking about sometimes we have to kill people with our technology. I'm paraphrasing. All coked out, moving the arms. He can't even sit. Fucking, it's like, dude, what is all this? What is this? Leave the coke alone. Jesus. So Palantir had to move their headquarters to Miami. The mayor of Miami had some words for him. Media scrutiny on not paying tax. Yes, Palantir paid like nothing. Their stock looks horrible right now. Don't worry, Donnie. We'll give them more welfare. It's a surveillance apparatus, surveillance state apparatus. Literally, so Thale will get more of your money. Don't worry. More welfare. I promise you. It's the only way Palantir will stay afloat. It's the only way all of Leon's companies will stay afloat, and I mean all of them. It's the only way Altman's company will stay afloat. More of your welfare. Only way. They turn no profits whatsoever. All welfare are the profits. So people are, they're taking some action. Europeans, protests have caused the literal headquarters to be moved. But the United Kingdom, you really need to end those contracts, get that money back. Hopefully you didn't send it yet, whatever. You need to end that relationship. It will not be good for you. The British government must rethink its use of Palantir in the UK. They are a national security risk. And this is Palantir announcing on social media how they move their headquarters. Of course, they don't say because it's because the world hates them and there's like thousands of protesters there. And because they're straight up of Satan. I'm talking about Greasy Pete and Carp and all them. Cocaine Carp, that is. And, I suggest going and checking out the latest video with Mr. Carp. Obviously, gacked up on cocaine again. It's fascinating. So, Palantir, we have moved our headquarters to Miami, Florida. James Fishback, I guess he's running for governor. As governor, I will ban you from all government contracts. You are a threat to our civil liberties. That's if Fishback wins. DeSantis is governor, and they seem to like Satan and the GOP and pedophilia down here. So I assume Mr. Fishback will lose. Unless he's the MAGA Republican candidate. And I don't think he would be if he's going against Thale. Talking shit. So I'm not the only one saying it, Mr. Starmer. The British government must rethink its use of Palantir in the UK. Yes, other people are saying it. I'm just worried. To the audience, I'm worried Mr. Starmer is a Nazi. Down with these people. I'm really worried about that. And he sure as fuck ain't no liberal. Again, my recommendation, continue doing what you're doing, Europe. Get these American companies out your life in every way possible. They are utterly right compliant. They have turned over foreign data and American data just because they're right ass, no other reason. There was no legal basis for it. It's a straight up roundup list, and they gave them the information to make that list. Every major tech company that has a platform. And we just go about our business. No class action, no nothing. Understand what just happened to you. Because it's fucking serious. And the companies all went along just like I knew they would. And no one's doing jack shit. So much for privacy. So much for keeping the community safe, huh, folks? And I'm talking to all media outlets. Not a concern anymore, huh? Just hand it all right over. Sell it for money to God knows what nefarious entities as well. You people are doing that left and right. Again, my recommendation, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. You need to get the American companies out. And I hate saying that because I'm American. But they have no problem banning me all over the fucking place and costing me thousands of dollars an entire career and defaming me and all kinds of great stuff. So I really don't feel guilty saying it. I'd love to be able to defend them, but I can't. They're adjudicated criminals. or they paid to make their cases go away, and they're all down with the surveillance utopia that they're looking for. They think it will benefit them. They think it will be profitable. It fucking will not. Europe is showing you that the hard way. It's the Donny shitbags effect again. Your companies will go bye-bye. You've made your tools useless. You've betrayed all your users. People will not forget. Being cut out of world markets. Again, Europe, Canada, you got to get rid of the American companies. You need to ban Leon and Thale from your territories. You need to ban their social media efforts from your territories. You need to utterly wall yourself off from Russia in every way. Don't even let Russia access your social media. I'm sorry, it's just what has to be done until this is all resolved, which would probably take a few lifetimes. Arrest them if they show up on your soil. Take any government contracts away. Ban their social media. Do exactly what you're doing with the banks. Make your own financial system because you can't trust the American banks now. Don't go the Reich route that we're going, Mr. Starmer. It will be the doom of the United Kingdom, just like America has met its doom. And be prepared for war, because it's coming. These oligarchs that you will now cost billions of dollars, and I don't blame you, and I mean billions. Entire markets will be gone. Tools are now useless that people relied on every day. American weapons manufacturers are being cut out. Tech companies cut out. Banks cut out. Only one place left for that to go: to war. Out of spite. Out of, if we can't have it, no one can. We'll try and take it. And again, that will cause God knows what. Nuclear war. Armageddon. Anyway, people, don't take the mark. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Good evening.